All right, students. Now we will be beginning with the disease cancer, and if you can see, first of all, we will be moving in sequential order. Let me tell you what are the things related to cancer that are there in your syllabus. The first thing here is the definition. You should be knowing that, and after this, the development of cancer. I mean, you should be having some idea how cancer develops in the body, and then ultimately types of cancer with respect to benign and malignant cancers. Then you have the diagnosis, how to detect whether the cancer is there, what are the symptoms, and then ultimately how you can cure it. So it's all about a disease. Then right from that concept, and then diagnosis, and then symptoms, and then the curative measures, how it can be treated, everything is there. Though the question never comes for 5 marks, let me tell you, but I give it a worth of 3 marks, right? Because it's a kind of clubbed in question. Obviously, if I'm giving it a worth of 3 marks, that means it could be framed in 1 and 2, obviously, right? But maximum, I give it a worth of 3 marks if it is clubbed with 2-3 questions altogether, right, children? So, the first thing here is how would we define cancer? We define it as the uncontrolled proliferation. Proliferation means uncontrolled growth or multiplication of cells at the expense of normal cells of the body. Right. That means why it is not good, because growth is there. Uncontrolled growth is no good. I mean, excess of everything is bad. So we have a very controlled program of mitosis, right? It's not that if we are undergoing growth, we have to have an uncontrolled mitosis to grow and grow more. No, at certain age, our growth also, it ceases, right? Only the repair work is done, but the growth is not there, right? Why it is so? Because we have a controlled program. Our cells do know when to multiply, when not to multiply. But if any phenomena is there which is just ruling out this possibility of the program, thereby creating an error in the program, so that the uncontrolled multiplication is going on and on and on, and that too at the expense of, at the cost of your normal cells of the body, right? This situation is known as cancer, right? Another heading here is development of cancer. Let me tell you, whenever a person suffers from cancer, the initiation must be due to the root cause mutation. What you have to keep in your mind is that whenever cancer appears, it is basically due to the mutation in the genetic material of someone's body, someone's cell, right? Mutation in the DNA sequence. Basically, now you people already know DNA's long threads of DNAs are basically having genes on it which are controlling particular functions. I am talking about the genes because these are the small segments. So it's just that A, T, T, A, T, A, T, and this is a fragment which is a gene, and it's just supposedly it is controlling the eye color. So basically, you have so many segments which are basically made up of specific nucleotide sequences. You call them gene, but any mutation in some genes would lead to their error in their particular function. Whatever function was controlled by that gene will be hampered if any kind of mutation is going on there. So here mutation is the root cause, but where? Where this mutation is occurring and causing cancer in one's body, right? Just see that first point here is conversion of proto-oncogenes into oncogenes. Conversion of proto-oncogenes into oncogenes. Proto-oncogenes are the precursors there. What you have to see is that these are the normal cells of your body, but they have the capability of regulating. They are programmed. If you can see, I have written it there that they have a controlled mitosis and apoptosis. Apoptosis is a programmed cell death. That means they control for how long a cell is supposed to live, and when it has to die, and how much of mitosis is supposed to be there. If it is sufficient, it has to stop. If it is not sufficient, it will go on. So this is basically the feature of proto-oncogene, right? But any mutation in the genes or DNA of this proto-oncogene would lead to loss of this capability. In that case, it will not be able to program the mitotic phenomena. In that case, the ceasing of mitosis or controlled mitosis will not take place. Rather, it will turn into an uncontrolled mitosis, which is the proliferation of cell causing cancer. This is one thing. Conversion of proto-oncogenes, which control the life and death of a cell, which have programmed mitosis, and when they are converted into oncogenes due to mutation, just hold on, due to mutation, then you say that they are oncogenes, and now they will not be retaining the property of having a controlled mitosis. Right, children? Second one here is inactivation of tumor suppressor genes. Now these genes are present in the human body cells. These are basically the specific nucleotide sequences on the DNA segment of our cell, and these genes have they don't have the programming for controlled mitosis. Rather, what they do, they discourage mitosis. Right, they discourage mitosis. That means they will never be allowing a kind of an aggregation of cell to appear at any place. Why? Because excessive proliferation of cell is not allowed due to this gene. It always takes a halt, and why that halt, that pause, that rest is taken, so that if while copying or while replication of DNA, if any of the errors are there in the nucleotide sequences, these errors are to be rectified, and these errors, this repairing of DNA needs some time. So the cell has to be kept at a ceased, a halted state, and this halt is given by tumor suppressor genes. Right, children? If this gene undergoes mutation, if this gene also undergoes mutation, that means now it will not be able to suppress or discourage mitosis, and it will not be able to repair the DNA. If the DNA has replicated with some errors on it, those errors will be continuing in further replications. Why? Because we were not able to correct them due to the suppression of tumor suppressor, due to the inactivation of tumor suppressor genes. Right here, both of these points are important. These are the two reasons, ultimately based on mutation only, but mutation where? First in proto-oncogenes, converting them into oncogenes, and second one is inactivation of tumor suppressor genes, thereby losing the property of taking a halt for DNA repair. Right, children? Then you come on to types of cancer. Types of cancer, only two are there in your syllabus. That is, one is benign and the other one is malignant. Right. Benign, that means less infectious, rather a small outgrowth appeared and then remained as such, do not proliferated further, remain confined to an area only, and it is not fatal, it is not harming you anymore, and it is not multiplying. The cells of this particular tumor is not multiplying anymore, not moving here and there, not spreading to other areas. Such a type of cancer is known as benign cancer. Generally we call it tumor, right? And I have written the points there. It is confined to an area, doesn't spread here and there, curable, mostly curable, because the speed is very slow. Even if the cells are multiplying, they are multiplying very, very slow. So generally curable and not fatal. It is not life threatening. But on the contrary, when you talk about malignant, that means everything is opposite to benign, right? This doesn't remain confined to an area, rather spreads here and there. Now children, understand, I have written the word metastasis here. This is very much important to be understood, that when the cancerous cells, they affect one area and they migrate to other areas and invade other body organs and start developing, multiplying there at the expense of that particular body organ. So this spreading by migrating from one organ to the other, this is known as metastasis, and the organ which is affected is known as a metastase. Let me explain it. Suppose the first area of attack was suppose colon, and then the cells migrated towards the lungs, right? In that case, and they have affected the lungs too. So this is metastasis, and lungs are metastase because they were not initially the primary area of attack by the cancerous cells, but since cancerous cells can show metastasis, they can move from one place to another. Such multiplication has a very higher speed, so generally fatal, very difficult to treat. Right, children? I'll give you in the notes, I'll give you a tabular form for the differences according to boards, because once this question had been there in the paper. and I am having the answer according to the marking scheme. So I'll write it in the notes and you will be learning that only. The last thing for today is characteristics of cancerous cells. According to your syllabus, only two characteristics are supposed to be mentioned. One is loss of contact inhibition and second one is metastasis. Metastasis I have just told you. Loss of contact inhibition means generally we have programmed mitosis. It's everything is dependent on the mechanism that you have studied just a few minutes back. Generally we have programmed mitosis when the cells are enough, right? After multiplication, when the proto-oncogenes, they realize that okay, enough cells have been developed. So in that case, when one cell touches the other and see okay, all the voids have been fulfilled, right? In that case, mitosis automatically go suspended. That means when there are enough cells that they have started touching each other, so while coming in contact with each other, automatically mitosis is inhibited. So this property is retained by the normal cells, but the property is lost by the cancerous cells. Though they don't understand whether enough cells have been produced, hardly matters. They'll keep on proliferating, they will keep on dividing and dividing at the expense of your normal body cells. Right, children? Just revise it once again, and if you have any queries, you please feel free to ask me. Again, I will tell you that only those selected students are sending me the work. Many of you, I mean, I really don't wish to take the names, but I feel bad because they have all these students have already taken them, I mean kept them, and such a lot that they just are planning to pass and not scoring good marks. That's why they are hardly bothering about even watching the videos, right? I have never seen these people giving the work back. I hope these people already understand whom I am talking about, and not to take the names here, but I'm still waiting for your work to be there. If you remain, I mean if you still be attentive and send me the work, I'll be more than happy. Right, children? So just put on your queries if you have any on my separate number. I'll be sorting it out. Right? Thank you.